Scrolling, that's a tough one. And I felt the sign to talk about scrolling because of many reasons. One big one is that I am helping people. Like people, they come to me now, like my client. I have one client right now, and me and him, we are working on scrolling. I have another one. He's not my client. He's more like my brother in arm. And we have talked a lot about scrolling too. Scrolling taking our time. All the rest of my friends actually, like we talked a lot about scrolling. The thing with scrolling is that it takes a lot of time, and it's cheap dopamine, and you feel weak. Like if you get this dopamine shot, you're like, there's so many negatives when it comes to scrolling, right? I can list them up from my personal experience. So for me, again, cheap dopamine, right? Like I go there and then I just feel because I'm very sensitive. I've done so much inner work. I'm very extremely like a lot. I'm very very sensitive, right? So I just feel it. Like when I do it, I feel like I'm getting exhausted. Like continuing doing it. It's not good. It's not good. It's best just to, in my opinion, to not do it at all. It's best to like try to just be productive, and then when you need break, you can meditate, you can walk, you can do all kind of other things. Go up, talk with somebody, socialize. There are much more healthier ways because if you do that, it's not good. Like if you watch in any way, right? Obviously, there's like a you know threshold, right? Like that's like some things are far worse than other things. Well, one of the worst ones is like binge watching or scrolling pornography. That is the one of the worst things you can do for yourself. But also, it it is precious dopamine that just are being released from the brain because you're seeing some prank videos, you're seeing some random stuff about people. I don't know. For example, with me recently, that recent one I kind of cut off, and that was even today, is Reddit, right? Like because I somehow just because I'm into this therapy kind of field, right? The therapy field, coaching field, psychology field. Then a lot of the things I signed up for are people having problems. So I'm like so immersed in it. I need a break, and it's like my brain told me that you can just write them, you can help them, okay, but it's not. There's much other ways to help people. And the same with these shorts, like okay, it feels nice, like any kind of other scrolling ways of scrolling, right? It feels nice. The same with like pornography, it feels nice, right? And that is the danger. It's been the danger for my life as well, right? Like I go on YouTube Shorts. That was one of the ways I just scroll. TikTok. I used to have TikTok before, make videos for TikTok. And then I'll go into TikTok and then I'll just swipe up, and then I see all kind of random things that I really don't need. I see like a you know, candy shop. Somebody promoting about talking about that. I see, like a guy, buff guy, speaking about not being a creep in the gym. Like, okay, nice, but I come on, like I'm not like that. Like, what is it all for? Like it's just waste. And a guy trying to do a sketch. Okay, fair enough. Like maybe the sketch would be about, I don't know, like okay, if it makes sense, okay, nice, right? But if it's a sketch, a random sketch where he tries to like mimic Johnny Bravo or dancing, these dancing videos, they're so popular on TikTok, like people dancing, lipping, like yeah, other people, it's like nah, it's like for no use. It's just entertainment. Most of it's just entertainment. But of course, you can find good stuff there too. For example, I'm in Dar es Salaam right now, and I can go on TikTok and then write Dar es Salaam and find nice, amazing gyms. I like to go to new, interesting places. Like every day, almost go to a new place because I love it. It is exploration, it's adventure, it's amazing, and wow, right? It's amazing, right? That's why I do it. Um, but again, like scrolling, other than that, the cheap dopamine, like it's the reward system, right? Like it's like you haven't really accomplished anything. You don't really, it's like eating the desert. dessert, before going through the main course. That's how I can put it. And another thing is the time, the amount of time that you just like swipe up and down, swipe up and down. It also kind of hit me, because lately I've been working on letting go of some of my family members who used to insult me and my siblings. But now, and then I just started to count out, like, okay, how many hours is it that we actually spent with these guys? And it was a lot. It was a lot of hours. Like, it could easily be 2 hours per week. So if you count that up, it can be a lot of hours, and sometimes even 5 hours per week, right? Things you could have used on something else. But the fact is that on scrolling, this mindless scrolling, and the thing you're getting out of is just limited. It's like how many hours, So that could be a dare challenge for you. Like, be honest, like how many hours do you use on scrolling per week? And then you just calculate that up to month and years, right? So for me, recently, I have to be honest, like the only scrolling I did was on TikTok. And it's not the only one, it's one of the few only ones. That is the right way to narrate it. Um, very few time Instagram, very, very few. But again, like it can be a lot of hours, I don't even know, you know. But I can check it. I can check it on my phone. Matter of fact, maybe I can even check it now. I don't know if I even have my phone here. No, I don't even have my phone. Okay, I can check it another time. But it needs to be like 1 or 2 hours per day. 1 or 2 hours per day. At least 7 hours per week. It's a lot of hours per month, Then you time that by four, that's 24 hours. Right? 24 hours, isn't it? 28 hours actually. 28 hours. It's more than a day that you could use on something else. For example, now I need to do my accounting tomorrow. It's gonna take some time, and then I could use those hours on that. But why is it that we do it? Why? We do it mainly based on my experience, on myself, the people that I work and coach. Much of it is because of pain. Pain, 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 pain. That is why we do it. You know, um, One of the big reasons, because we're paining, and then you just cope. It's like a coping mechanism. For example, maybe in my case, because maybe I haven't received love from my mom. Like she couldn't express love to me directly, explicitly, and for many years I thought she didn't love me, and that could have caused me to like paining myself and not really believing in myself. Like because also in a business setting, right, or even in a work setting when I had a corporate work, I wouldn't give myself 100% because deep inside, because of my upbringing, I think I never ever had my parents tell me like, "Hey, you can do this. You're a very bright child. You're very, very even like, as a man, you're a very bright man. You're a very, clever guy, clever man. You can do this. I believe you. I believe in you. I trust you." So that has caused a lot of pain. So when imagine like growing up and not having this kind of healthy push or healthy belief from your parents, it can hurt you. But obviously there's the polar opposite as well, like where your parents put too much pressure on you and then you fail, right? But here it's just like nothing. It's like you need to find a balance, right? That has been one of my pains, like okay, I'm not supposed to watch YouTube. I'm not supposed to watch all these series, films, movies, and all that kind of things because I need to work. I need to work. I want to work. I want to put myself out there. I want to I want to inspire people. I want to reach out to people so they can learn. They can learn from this. And scrolling is like a huge one. It's a very, very big one. Scrolling. Yeah, it's like masking the pain. Like that is why that can be one of the bigger reason on why we do it. Maybe also boredom, right? You don't have anything going on for you. and then you end up scrolling. There was this time after I graduated until I got my job. I had a lot of time on my hand, and it took me several months to even get a job because I didn't really believe in myself. I didn't believe in the job. I couldn't fathom and wrap it around my head that I should get a job, like a random job within my field, and then just get the best out of it, right? And then I just end up, you know, until that time, I just ended up like doing a lot of degenerate things, like going out, drinking. But then scrolling was a big one. It takes your time away. It takes that energy from the dopamine releases away. You don't use, and then you get exhausted, and it's just like really bad. And those are the biggest fails, time and dopamine. Instead of using both, you have these both precious things. Especially your time, you can put it in to something creative, something amazingly creative. And the same with the energy, like it's a bad deal because what is it that you're getting out of it? Nothing. You don't really get anything out of it. Um, so, what are the tools? What can be the tools? So, one tool is a very simple tool that has helped me a lot. And I heard it from my friend. Ironically, that guy who just fall into the trap, but now he's like back at it again because of his has this muscle memory. Talk more about that. But it's like one tool is to just ask yourself, okay, why? Why am I doing it? What is happening? To just stop, just basically just stop, tap into awareness. Just tap into that awareness. Tap into awareness, and then after that, you just ask, okay, I'm watching Netflix right now. I am binge watching. I fall into shorts, right? Like you're just swiping up and down on these shorts, or you're on Tinder. That can also be that's also kind of like scrolling, right? Like you just scroll through the different kind of profiles in and out, and you know. Stop, tap into awareness, and then ask yourself: Is this thing that I'm doing right now, is it contributing to my dream or not? And if you don't have a dream, get a dream. Get a dream. Get something that is higher than you. Something where you can, make the world a better place. Because I think that is even much more powerful, right? For me, the recent couple of years, I've seen men, especially like both sexes, but mainly men in the beginning, initially, like suffer, and yeah, I'm even seeing like one guy that I knew, he basically took his own life. So, and I've seen people like, again, surrender to the degeneracy. I was like, if they, because I see it on my own body, when I do my work, when I do the inner work, and I educate and teach people about the inner work, and they keep coming back on a professional level, and I see the transformation. I've seen the transformation on these people, and also on top of that, when I follow some of the people who are big in this, for example, Jordan Thornton, he's really good. He's really good, and he said this interesting thing: if I'm not gonna do it, who the fuck is gonna do this work? Something along very close to that. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. When he said that, I was like, wow, okay, this is what okay, I already knew it, but I just kind of like cemented that. Wow, okay, if I'm not gonna do this, who is gonna do this? Right? And also, like when I saw these clients, for example, there was one client. He said goodbye to me last week. It was a sad day, but very beautiful day as well. And then during all those sessions, even at the last session, the latter session, he said like, "You have transformed my life. I came to Denmark to be transformed, and you have been a big part of my transformation. If it hasn't been for you, then I don't know, you know." So that's uh, that's crazy, Like, so when I heard that from him, I'm like, wow, okay. We need to. I want to help more people out, especially around when it comes to scrolling, right? Like scrolling is a It's not fun. It's not fun. It takes a lot of time. It takes your life force, the energy, that love, that light that you have within you. You use it on scrolling is it's not worth it, you know. But again, like it took. Don't beat yourself. You do it, and you actually try to like get out of it, and you fall into it. Don't beat yourself up. It's okay, you know. Don't beat yourself up, and then try just to get back on the horse. So yeah, so one meditation you can do is like one of my favorite meditation. It's called the incident shadow work. It's like basically, okay, you have a problem with scrolling. It can be anything, right? Like you can scroll anyway, right? Like in different kind of ways. But the idea is that you close your eyes, you tap into your archetype, like this loving, nice, amazing archetype, the higher love, the higher self, that knows that scrolling is wrong, right? And then you tap in, you surrender, you fall into yourself. So tap in, surrender, you fall into yourself, and there you see it. You see that version of you in third person that is just scrolling. You know, he's just he or she is just on his Mac, like on his Mac or Windows, whatever, like computer, and just scrolling up and down, up and down, up and down. You know, and on the phone a lot, and just scroll, 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 scroll. And it is you just see that person, okay, and they go closer to that person, and then you feel the emotions, the thoughts, what is going on, what is happening, uh, and you just wait, observe. You're not fixing anything. After that, you go even closer. You get the full attention of this shadow, and then you ask this shadow, "What is it that you want from me? I'm here for you. What is it that you want from me right now? I am here. I am here. It's all right. It's all good. I accept that you've been scrolling. You're going to scroll. You're using so much time on it. I accept it. Life is hard. Life is tough. You know." And after that, you ask yourself, what is it that you want to hear from me right now? So a lot of time it's just like, you know, lack of love. You've been bullied. Maybe you're super extremely bored. You don't really have any friends, anything, any dates, anything to go to. Then obviously you start scrolling, especially when you have a lack of purpose. You know, you don't know where to go. You don't know what to do. You don't really like the job you're doing right now, right? Like those are the questions, and and this is one of the ways to do shadow work, right? Like you, again, higher self. You see that version of you that is addicted to scrolling. Go in, you have go in a dialogue. You hug the person and let that person know, I forgive you, I love you, I care about you. So those are like the latter steps, right? And then everything dissolves into nothing, into absolute love, and yeah, and you are back, right? That is the beauty of this work. There's another shadow work with is healing the brain. It's like again, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. You find your higher self. You see yourself, and you just see your brain is just clogged up. It's paralyzed. It cannot really feel. It cannot really be in awareness. And then it just runs its own program, right? Like just runs its own program, going back to scrolling again. You know, okay, it scrolls, it laughs, it shares the videos, shares the content, and it's only for fun. There's no growth. There's no growth. Okay, you can find people, as I told you, like, okay, you can use social media to advantage you. Maybe you can find a coach, maybe me. You know, maybe you found this video. You know, you never, what is going on, right? Uh, for example, there can also be good things about, you know, staying curious and search for videos. This is something else because well, I was searching for videos before coming to Africa, and then I met this cool guy on YouTube. He was talking, and he kind of reminded me of myself. And then I actually reached out to him, and then he's just a boss, you know, like he's a boss. And then I actually ended up meeting him. Thanks to what? Thanks to that I'm aware. You know, I'm aware. I don't really, I try to just do other nice activities that will get me closer to my goal. And also, like, one other part is like, have a business. If you have a like if have a business, have something that you're passionate about, maybe even your work, do something that you love. That makes it 100 times easier. I can talk from a business perspective. So I have this business, Clarity Pulse Coaching, or Clarity Pulse. We coach people with their trauma, especially when it comes to networking, socializing, talking with other people. But we do so much more. And one thing is like scrolling, because scrolling can stop you from going out and meet people, right? Scrolling can be the hindrance. But I was about to say, like, if you have a goal, a big, nice, amazing goal, if you have a business, if you're happy for your job, you have something going on for your life, then it is okay. It's still easy to scroll, but then you get more and more aware. For me, I'm having this business, and if I scroll, if we just take time off the business, I'll use the time that I'm intended to use on the business, I'll use it on something completely like wasteful, right? So when you have a purpose, when you have a purpose in your life, and you have some goals, and you have the desire, you have the passion, and you can see that people can actually benefit from this. When I made my first sale, I was so extremely happy. That is dopamine, right? Like that is the right kind of dopamine. That is the amazing, nice feeling. For example, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I think, 3 weeks ago, I made the latest client, and I was so happy. Give me that rush, this crazy, crazy energy. Like, wow, it's amazing. And then you just stay up there, right? That's amazing. With pornography, it's the opposite, right? You just crash. And for me, I'll even get more anxious and very, yeah, just super, super anxious. So that's pretty much it. Like you have, choose your battles wisely and then be aware. Ask yourself if you can, why, and then do the shadow work, inner work. That is the key. So if you have problem with pornography and you're like, you know what, I want to be free of this. It's just about like let's have a talk. Let me know what's up. Let me know what's going on because I've been through this for many, 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 many years. I think since I was around 13 or 14, that is where I started, and now I'm 33. So it's like 20 years of addiction, like a 20-year of addiction. It's crazy, 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 crazy. Now I've been free for like 3 years. It's fine. And also, like when you do the inner work, when you meet people, you cleanse yourself. It's like there's this. It's like why? Like when it's you're not even that turned on by it, and you're like, what what is going on? Why? Even today, like one guy that I talked with today, he also kind of like admitted to me like he watches it 5 times a week, and okay, there are people who can control it, but you are just better off because it's nasty. Like both, yeah, scrolling and pornography, right? Like, okay, okay, how can you? The latter phase is basically like, how can you overcome it? How can you overcome it? And for me, I just started baby steps, baby step, baby step. Like from 4 hours, I just went down 3 hours, and then blah blah blah, and then I went to like I can only masturbate. But then that also, like, I also could feel like the nastiness. I can feel the anxiety just came, just take in. And I was like, this is a really, really bad deal. It's a really, really bad deal. So also become aware. Like don't escape. Become aware. You got this. You absolutely got this. Yeah. So that's awareness, clarity. Especially if you have a business, it's even more important. Like you cannot use time on this. It is impossible. And also, it's just not good overall, not good, for your well-being and stuff like that, right? So yeah, so if you have hard time doing it, and if you're like, oh, this shadow work that Jin just said in the video, okay, it could be amazing, it could be fruitful, then you are more than welcome to just DM me. I'll put all my information out there, because you don't deserve to have a you deserve to have a porn-free life. That is that is like the limit. Like, if you can control it, like it's like people, right? Like when they drink, they go out, they drink, they okay, they're getting mesmerized, right? Like about why did we even do it, and they, you know, it's like, why can't you just have fun without alcohol, right? And the same with me. I was like that. I couldn't enjoy alcohol. I didn't even like alcohol, and I had to drink a lot to feel the tips. Like, yeah, I have to drink. I don't know. At that time, I had to drink a lot to even feel it. So now, if I just take little, I can just feel it in my brain. So I've been free for alcohol for 3 years. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. Um, but yeah, there's some links down below, and if you're like, hey, shadow work, even just talking with me, maybe if that can help you from divert, it would be amazing. For example, like my accountability partner, he calls me these days, like, hey, I want your perspective on this. What should you do? And it's like some of us are like pretty lucky, it's only like a phone call, or even better, a video call. It's like it empowers you. It's like, wow, it's crazy, it's nice, it's beautiful. So yeah, I'm tired. And also, like, it's your energy, it's the vibration as well. Like, okay, you're scrolling. What kind of vibe is it you're sending out there, right? Somebody's on their phone and just scrolling all the time. Let's say that we meet, you go into a party or whatever, right? Like a gathering. It's just like, what is going on? Like, how can you just be on the phone for so many hours straight? Then you could say, like, hey, guys, I have a lot of work and I cannot attend. At least you could say that. At least. Again, it's about honesty, it's about protecting. It's about protecting ourselves, and it's not normal to go up and talk to people. Not even here in Tanzania. So go out, go into yourself, release whatever that needs to be released. Do these meditations if they help, especially the first one, which is like, um, no, I forgot. I cannot even. Yeah, just do the exercises, and if you want more exercise, let me know. I'll send them to you, because again, I'm planning to write like a book. It would be crazy nice to write a book about all this. Um, Amazing. And then if you are like, do you know what? I actually want to have a talk with Jin, because I'm serious about my inner work. I want to work. I want to work with him. Then just text me. Just text me, and we will dive straight into it. All right. That's all from me. Unless there's something that creeps in. No. Like, thanks to inner work, thanks that I found my mentors that I end up living with, I have much more purpose in my life. And that is what this country gave me. It's giving me purpose in my life. Very sorry about the yawning, I've been yawning so much. It's like every time I make the video, it's like, oh, always these funny, beautiful, nice obstacles. That's the way to see it. All right. So best of luck with your research, your own research. Best of luck with AI. Best of luck with all the businesses. Best of luck with your studies, everything. And we will catch up soon. Peace.